High FM, 101.9 megahertz of life.
Let's move internationally to chat to Professor Eytan Gilboa. So we wanted to understand the situation there. Iran's Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, made his funeral. The Ayatollah's funeral is taking place. Lots of people traveling from around the world, and I think those names are noteworthy, even a few from South Africa, and I think it is worth having a look at who is attending that. But aside from that, what is the latest that is happening there, and what does it mean in terms of the future? Professor Eytan Gilboa, a very good morning. Thank you for joining us. I hope you are well.
Good morning, Howard. I'm fine, thank you.
So, first of all, what can be learned from the weekend of this funeral?
First of all, the Iranian regime waited about 4 months to conduct that funeral. The official justification was security. And yesterday, sons of Ali Khamenei were there, but Mujtaba Khamenei, who is the new spiritual leader, was not. Again, the justification was security issues, but I'm not so sure this is true. The Republican guards that now effectively rule Iran is exploiting the funeral to demonstrate power and influence inside Iran. Millions of people participating. We don't know how many. We also know that many of them have been bused to Tehran from different places. It's obvious that 70% of the people do not support the present regime. Only about 30%, but 30% of a country that has 90 million people. We talk about a few millions. You said that there were a number of delegations from abroad, yes, from 70 places, but one has to distinguish between levels of delegations. Even the Arab Gulf states sent representatives, but at lower level, and Iran attacked them. So they think that they need to have a relationship with Iran when the United States would be out, and so you can see the axis of evil representatives from terror organizations from all over the place, Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, all of them were there. So the Iran wants to preserve its what we call ring of fire against Israel, the terrorist organizations which support the regime. And Trump said that negotiations with Iran would be suspended for a week, the week of the funeral. But one wonders how would he react to calls shunted yesterday, death to himself, like we should revenge and again and kill the president of the United States, death to America, death to Israel. So Trump has to rethink his approach to the government of Iran, which he claimed changed. It did not. When you hear death to America, death to President Trump, this is not a new regime. It's the old regime, and the old regime has to be treated like the enemy of mankind, not as partners for a thriving, prosperous Iran, a friend of the United States and the Middle East. But I'm not so sure that Trump would be drawing that kind of a conclusion.
So it's very clear that Iran has control over whoever attended. If if leadership didn't want to chant "Death to America, Death to Trump, Death to Israel," they could very easily have stopped that, which means it was quite a deliberate choice. During a time of negotiation where Iran is hoping to have sanctions removed, funds released, open the strait in a constructive way, why would they deliberately antagonize?
Oh, because they think that they won the war. They can dictate terms. They can close the Straits of Hormuz anytime they want. They want to humiliate the United States and President Trump in particular. They don't see him as a strong president. They think he's a loser, and therefore they can make statements such as those that we should kill President Trump. Incidentally, I need to remind our audience they have attempted that kind
Sure.
of assassination years ago.
Right.
This is not the first time they are threatening to kill President Trump, and he has not yet responded to that. We expect perhaps today to say something about it, but I think that he does not want to resume the war, which Iran senses, and therefore they have an excellent strategic card against him. He lost his influence instruments, and therefore has no choice but to continue negotiations. I predict those negotiations are going to fail, and therefore fail in the sense that Iran would not agree to effectively remove the enriched uranium to 60% and stop enriching for so many years. And therefore, this is going to present a major dilemma, say, in about a month and a half or maybe 2 months to Trump, how you are going to fulfill your commitment to prevent Iran ever from becoming a nuclear power.
Wow. Absolutely remarkable that this is that this is what is tolerated. It's just absolutely incredible. Professor Eytan Gilboa, we do need to leave it there. Thank you. As always, we continue to follow this story with bewilderment.